Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be 20 simple ways to help reset for the new year. I do a variety of these every year because I am one of those cheesy people who gets into the new year stuff, and I don't necessarily set goals every year or do the whole resolution thing, because when I set myself up for the resolutions, I usually fail at one point. And when I do goals, I just, even though if they are attainable, sometimes I hit them or meet them, and other times it just don't. So I found over the years, I try to focus on habits instead of like goals or resolutions. So today I'm going to share with you 20 small little simple habits or ways to reset for 2025. Okay, so the first way is to get rid of routines and to focus more on like a rhythm instead of like a routine. I always thought I was very routine oriented and I had to have a routine, and it turns out that it's not really a routine I have to have, it's more of a rhythm. I just have to be able to do certain things in a day. They don't have to be in a specific order. They don't have to be, I do this first, I do this second, all that. And to me, that's more of a routine. So I'm focusing this year more on rhythms than I am a routine. And with having the baby, it's easier to focus on, I have to do this has to get done, instead of I have to do this, and this in this particular order. Number 2 is to prioritize movement. Like, instead of saying I'm going to exercise 5 days a week for an hour a day, I have learned over the last few months just to prioritize movement, whether that be yoga or walking or an actual workout, even if it's just 10-15 minutes a day. I'm just going to prioritize movement. Number 3 is prioritize health. I live with a chronic illness. I prioritize my health pretty much every day because I have to. But there are also a few things that over the last few months I could really change and up in this category. Like, my water intake the last few months has not been great, and taking my vitamins hasn't been a very strict thing. Like, some days I just don't want to take them, so I just don't, and they set my pill organizer, and yeah, so I'm going to prioritize my health in a few different ways this year, on top of the ways I already do for my chronic illness. Healthy food and meals. This isn't going to be, I'm going to eat healthy 100% of the time. I am not that person. I'm not a diet person. I just can't. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I have a fruit and a vegetable in the house every week, maybe a couple different ones to give myself some options, and I'm going to have a list of healthy meals that don't take that long to make. That way I still have healthy food. Five is focus on a tidy space instead of a clean space. When I was younger, I was not a clean person. As I've gotten older and I've gotten my own space and I've had my own areas, I've learned that keeping it clean is important, but being tidy is even more important. And I've especially noticed that over the last few months, I'm just overstimulated a lot more than I usually am. Prioritize rest. I am not one of those. I am very type A, and my chronic illness requires me to rest. And sometimes you just need to rest and take a few minutes anyway. But when you have a type A personality, it's easier said than done. So this year I'm going to try and prioritize rest. Okay, set weekly intentions. Every week I write in my planner what I'd like to get done. Usually these are, I'd like to do this on this day, and this year I'm going to write weekly intentions, but I'm not going to assign anything a day, and I'm going to see how that works. Like that could be filming a video, editing a video, maybe doing a craft with Nevaeh, maybe getting something done around the house, making a new dessert or trying a new meal. That way I have it on my list, but it doesn't have to be assigned a date. Make and save memories. Like as I've gotten older, I've learned that doing stuff and having experiences and all that is a lot more fun than actually having physical stuff. Of course, it's fun to save the little movie tickets or the concert tickets and all that if you get the printed ones, but how often do you actually get those anymore? So while I want to save these memories and I want to take pictures and I want to have them, I also want to focus on making those memories this year. And I would like to continue this throughout the years, as especially a lot of this is because we have Nevaeh and we have a baby, and it's just, I want to focus on this stuff as she grows. So 9 is self-care. I make some kind of self-care goal or resolution every year, and this year I think what I'm going to do is just allow myself one little small self-care thing, probably per week, and that could be as simple as taking a bath or just taking a longer shower, or just something that doesn't have to be a giant thing, and I don't have to make a giant day out of it, but I can if I want to. Intentional spending. I have done this the last few years, but after the holidays this year and just seeing everything and just I really want to focus on intentional spending and only buying what I need instead of buying what I want or buying because I'm going to get a really good kick out of it when I buy it. Next thing is word of the year. I've done a word of the year a few years now, and if you like that idea, it's fine. If you want, honestly, I think this year I'm just not even going to bother. I'm just going to this year is just going to be, I'm going to implement small little habits, some of these, and that's just how it's going to be. If you want to do a full-on word of the year and go about that throughout the entire year, go right ahead. I'm just not good at doing that. The next thing is connect more. Like, I have 2 really close friends but most of the time we are talking online or we are texting back and forth, and I think this year it would be nice to actually plan it and to get together and possibly connect more with people that, even though they're not my super close friends, just connecting more. And it's easier said than done with me having chronic illness. It really is easier said than done, but I would like to connect more this year because as I've gotten older, I have kind of noticed it is important to have that, but you need it with the right people. Okay, so the next thing is starting your morning with music. Now, this is going to, a lot of people are going to say start your morning with classical music, or you're going to have the people who do all the gospel music and all that. And for me, I just start my morning with music, whatever I'm in the mood for, whatever song I have stuck in my head that day, whatever, just, I find that if I start my morning with music instead of like TV or something, it's not, I don't start my day off as heavy. Like if you start off with the news, it feels like it's just, you have all that stuff that gets to you and it gets in your head, and then it can drive you nuts all day. If you do music, it's more of a lighter start and it's more fun. Okay, the next one is stop adding in unnecessaries. This can be stop adding in stuff to your budget, stop adding in stuff to your schedule, stop anything that just isn't a necessity. Like getting your nails done. I don't get my nails done. Going and having your hair professionally done. I just don't, and it's because it's time consuming, it's expensive, and it's just, it's not a necessity for me. It's just, there's just too many drawbacks from it for me to even consider it. The next thing is set time for reflection. Now, I do this once a week. Usually on Monday or Tuesday, I sit down and I look back at the last week and I kind of reflect and go, okay, so this is how this went, this is what I got done, and I try to reflect on what could change or what can add in. And this is also when I take time to look forward to my the next week or the next few days or the next month. The next thing is set rituals or set routines or rhythms or whatever you want to call it that you look forward to, or set stuff up in your daily lives or system that allow you to look forward to something. And I just like having this, because that way when I've had a bad week or a bad day, I can go, okay, you know what, I have this coming up and it's going to be so much fun, and I get to go do this and all, and I can look forward to it. The next thing is set the tone for your space. And I want a very calming, relaxed space, but at the same time, I want it to feel safe and homey and that you are welcome in it, if that makes any sense. But I feel like how you set up your space and all that is how you set the tone of your space. The next thing is having systems that actually work in your house. This can be organization systems, a budget system. Especially for me, I've already said I like my room, I like my spaces clean, I like my spaces put together, so I like to have systems in place that actually work for organization or budgeting or just whatever I'm doing. The next thing is a family calendar. We did this when I was a kid. We had one big calendar in the kitchen and we all got to write on it with our appointments or our events or just whatever was going on, and we all were able to look at it and go, okay, so this day we have this and that day we have that, and then this one has this. And it's just, especially as we got older and we're doing sports and we're involved in clubs and stuff, it made it a whole lot easier to be able to look at the calendar and go, okay, so Jamie has this and Max has that, so yeah. And I'd like to, we've kind of, as we've all gotten older and we've all gone our separate ways, we all have our own different calendar, but at the same time, now that my illness has gotten so much to the point where I need people to take me to appointments, we need to have this family calendar again. The last and final thing can sound really silly, but it is a bedtime ritual, or like a set time. Like when we were kids, we had bedtimes. And now that I'm older, it's like I still need that. I'm just one of those people. I want to be in bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock every night, and I'm done for my day. Even if I'm not waking up early, because half the time I can't sleep. No matter what I do, I have insomnia, or I'm in some kind of pain, or I'm waking up at some random time in the middle of the night. I still like to have that set time that I go to bed and kind of wind down for the day. And by having that set time, I know what I can accomplish. And if I do manage to get a good night's sleep and I do manage to get up early, then good for me. I've gotten a good night's sleep in, and I can get up and I can get stuff accomplished. So that's going to be 20 simple ways to reset for 2025. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the red subscribe button down below, and other than that, thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video, which I think will be a plan with me. And since I have not said already, I hope everyone has a very happy new year, and bye bye.